it's important to understand how to create peace within your life, and how you do that is by having self-control and understanding that you cannot control people. You cannot make people be anything for you. And also understanding in that same token that, because I remember when I was younger, I was in a relationship, and it was my last relationship about 8 years ago. And I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, I don't want to be controlling in this relationship. I don't want to make her be anything that she is not. But I also remember realizing that that didn't put me in a space of not being hurt either. And I think it's important to understand that understanding your self-worth and your self-value, and understanding that no, you don't need to control people, but you also need to know your non-negotiables in relationships as well. Understanding what truly you need in a relationship, and understanding that you can walk away and not allow other people to project onto you that you're trying to control them, because you know your worth and your value. Because when it comes to control, right, there's a difference between controlling somebody and understanding what you need and just walking away. For example, right, if you're in a relationship and a person is dressing a certain way, that is a you thing, right? That's your insecurities. If you feel some type of way about a person dressing some type of way, that's a you thing, and you might need to find, even in that situation, find somebody else, or find yourself in that situation and connect to yourself and understand why you feel so insecure about people just being themselves and dressing the way that they want to dress. But when it comes to being in a relationship and understanding that that person is disrespecting you by texting other people or making other people feel like they have a chance with them, at that point, that is crossing a boundary, right? And in that token, you don't want to go in that situation and be like, I want you to stop texting these people because it makes me feel this way. And so then they stop for a little minute, and then you see them doing it again. There's a difference between controlling somebody and knowing your boundaries. So if you say, hey, this makes me feel this way, that's you expressing yourself, that's you expressing your emotions. And the boundary is set when you understand, okay, if they do that again, I might need to walk away, because this can be something that can really hurt me in the future. But you controlling the situation is you seeing that and you telling them, you better stop texting them. And then they text them again, and then and then you continue to tell them that, and you continue to try to control them about the situation. That is being controlling. And I think that's important to understand what is controlling and what is you just understanding what you need as an individual. Understanding that if it's just who they are and you're trying to change them and manipulate them, that is you trying to control them. But if it's something that you know is going to hurt you, then you walking away is not controlling them. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like, if it's just them being authentically their selves, you have to put yourself in a position to understand if you should walk away or not try to control them into being shaping and molding somebody into being what makes you feel safe. It's important to shape and mold yourself into what makes you feel safe and create that for yourself, and understand your non-negotiables. And when that boundary has been crossed, respect yourself enough to walk away. If something really is affecting you, Or respect yourself enough to speak up as well. Or respect yourself enough to move in silence to get away from that situation, or move in silence to remove, to release those connections as well.